You got to look out for obstacle courses in Timor Leste. It reminds me of Penang, just like holes in the ground. I haven't walked into any of them yet, but far out, been close. So walking along can be a bit dangerous, because you're walking along and then bam, there's a hole in the ground. But luckily, I sort of know the area now and sort of know to look out for them. Especially after when I was in Penang a few years ago, 2019, man, I stacked it hard and it wasn't quite as gnarly as that little hole I showed you back there, but whew, it was like a sewage drain on the side of the road and I fell into it. There was no lights or anything, it was dark. Yeah, look, you're walking along and then bam, it's the hole. Hey guys, Rory coming at you from the Santa Cruz or Santa Cruz, I don't know how you say it, cemetery in Dili. That's where a lot of people were buried. Specifically, a lot of people who were involved in the resistance movement from 1975 to 1999 or 2002, when they finally gained independence. Doesn't matter where you go in Dili, somewhere in the distance you can hear copyrighted music. They literally blast it everywhere. I swear they don't want content creators here, because we can't post anything if there's copyrighted music in it. Anyway, it's interesting. It sort of reminds me of Kanchanaburi in Thailand, not the Allied graves, but well, yeah, but where all the like Thai and Chinese graves were, and a lot of the Japanese graves as well. It's very sort of similar to this. Whereas if you remember from my Thailand video in Kanchanaburi, all the Allied graves are very well manicured and, you know, lots of green and garden, whereas this is kind of just thrown together. But hey, it's a cemetery. Lots of crosses because they're Catholic here. Seems to be a running theme with my videos, going to cemeteries. I went to, I can't remember the name of it now. I went to a few cemeteries in Singapore. If you see my Singapore videos, you'll see I went to the Allied one. I can't remember the name of the place. Kranji. I went to the Kranji War Cemetery or War Memorial, but it's a cemetery. And then went to the Japanese one as well. Can't remember the name of that one. And obviously in Thailand, I went to the one in Kanchanaburi. But yeah, I was hoping to find. Supposedly, there's graves here of previous presidents and some people who were involved in the resistance movements, but I don't know where they would be. But anyway, we'll see what we can find. It's all in Tetum and Portuguese, so I don't know who's who in the zoo, but it looks like some of these guys were in the military or in the resistance movements, either in the Portuguese resistance, well, not Portuguese, either in the Portuguese army or in the Timorese resistance movement, which is called, there was Fretilin, which is the political movement. Then there was Freta something else, I can't remember the names, I should have looked it up. Freta something else, and then there was a few other resistance movements that all had different names, but they're all unified together, fighting against the Indonesians. Well, first of all, fighting against the Portuguese, and then the Portuguese left, and then it was fighting against the Indonesians when the Indonesians invaded. But yeah, some of these graves have got flowers on them and pretty well decorated crosses. So this guy here, Abilio Branco Caldas, I think that's how you say his name, died in 1975, so assuming he died when the Indonesians invaded in 1975, there was a lot of armed conflict, and obviously the armed conflict went on for another like 25-ish years, but this was like from 1975 to sort of 80 was most of the heated conflict. That's when most people died. So yeah, 1975 must have been killed by the Indonesians. It's quite big, it goes all the way back to over there. I'm assuming it's the main graveyard here. So over that side where I was seemed to be most of the people that died sort of a while ago. These ones are fairly recent. This one died 2013. Some of the other ones are sort of around the same date, more modern, whereas the other side are sort of like 1975 and before. These two have got fences around them, so I'm assuming they're fairly important people. I can't read the names. You can probably see it there. I can't. The sun's glaring in my eyes and I've got my sunnies on. I'm not sure who that one is, and this one I can't see a name on it. But maybe in hindsight I'll be able to see who they are. Doesn't matter where I go in Southeast Asia, I always end up getting iced drinks. They're so good. I wanted to get a mango smoothie, but they didn't have any mango. And I think it got lost in translation what I wanted, but it's alright. I ended up getting a watermelon juice with ice in it. It's really good. And it's really sweet. I think they've put condensed milk. I think it's condensed milk. It tastes like condensed milk. I think they've stirred a bit of condensed milk in it, made it a bit sweet. I mean, not like watermelon's sweet enough already, but oh, it's really good. It was only $1, well, it's $1 American, so I don't know what that is in Australian, $1.50. Things aren't really that cheap here, but you know, I'd rather they have the money here than, not saying I don't want people back home not to have the money, but you know, places like this are developing, it's nice for them to have the money. And local businesses on the side of the road, there were heaps of people pulling over on scooters. I was like, I want a nice drink. There were heaps of people just pulling over on scooters, grabbing drinks, so I thought, the place must be good. And this guy spoke English, who was standing next to me. He's like, oh, what do you want? What do you want? And they were trying to give me iced avocado juice. I don't know what avocado juice would taste like, but I didn't even know you could get juice from avocado. Obviously I don't know how they make it, but they were trying to get me an avocado smoothie. Like, nah, watermelon would be good. They said watermelon or orange, but you know, back home, we obviously have watermelon, but it's not the same here. Like, back home, it's almost like it's not quite ripe. Like, it's almost overripe sometimes. This is good. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and keep exploring.